Hey guys, so the road to WrestleMania 33 is officially underway as the Royal Rumble went down tonight. Overall, the card as a whole, it was a fun show to watch. A lot of great action in the ring, but the Royal Rumble match itself kind of fell a bit flat at the end. It started out hot, but just seemed to fizzle out during the match's closing moments. And in this little video, I'll share my thoughts on the Royal Rumble event as a whole. It is the most anticipated match or anticipated show of the year for me, aside from WrestleMania. So WrestleMania is number one. Then immediately after that is the Royal Rumble. It is a fun event to watch, and this year's was pretty much no different. And I'll break down each match that happened on the card, as well as the Royal Rumble match, and who won and who will be heading to the main event of WrestleMania 33. So the action started on the kickoff show. It was a 6-women tag team match. The team of Naomi, Becky Lynch, and Nikki Bella taking on the SmackDown Women's Champ Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, and Natalya. Nothing too special, just a kind of a fun, energy-filled bout to kind of get the crowd ready for the rest of the show. It was a convenient way for WWE to place all three of SmackDown's main women division feuds into one match. And the biggest takeaways from this is that Natalya and Nikki Bella still have bad blood between them. Becky Lynch and Mickie James look to be facing off in the next couple of weeks, and Naomi looks to be positioned as the next challenger for Alexa Bliss's title, as she pinned Bliss to give her team the win. So that could be a fun program moving forward. Following that match on the kickoff show still, it was the Raw Tag Team Championship match. Cesaro and Sheamus defending their belts against The Club, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. There were 2 referees for this match based on what happened on Raw, I think 2 weeks ago. So there are 2 refs, one outside, one inside. A little gimmicky quirk, but it seemed to work for the most part with the match. The action was fun, the pace of the bout seemed pretty fast, and in the end, the Club pinned, I think it was Cesaro. I think Carl Anderson pinned Cesaro to give him and Gallows their first Raw Tag Team Championship reign. The reign of Cesaro and Sheamus is over, and they were enemies before they became tag team champs, and they seem to smooth things over, but following this loss, it appears that they'll be butting heads once again in the future. And as for Gallows and Anderson, I am really glad they actually won the belts. They've been booked so poorly since debuting last summer, and it's finally good to see that WWE is finally getting behind them, giving them the tag team championship belts, hopefully give them a lengthy reign past WrestleMania season and make them a dominant force in the Raw's tag team division. The next match was Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks, and the story here is Nia Jax had taken out Sasha Banks's, it was her left knee, I think. She took out her knee, and WWE didn't really play that up too much in this match. There was a little bit here and there, but for the most part, it looked like Banks was able to move around pretty well. She didn't really sell the injury, but Nia Jax made short work of her, which was pretty obvious. They're trying to build up Nia Jax as this monster heel. Banks, with the knee injury, could be the sympathetic babyface in this rivalry. And for the most part, it was an okay match. So no surprise here, Nia Jax easily defeats Sasha Banks. Then the main card started. It was the Raw Women's Championship match, Charlotte versus Bayley. A very, very good match. A great way to start out this rivalry between these two on the main roster. Charlotte got the win here. There were a bunch of really cool moments. Charlotte went for a moonsault onto Bayley, but Bayley countered by getting her knees up. And then, in the end, a nasty-looking natural selection from Charlotte to Bayley on the ring apron. Charlotte then rolled Bayley back into the ring and pinned her for the win, and she successfully retains her title. I think this is probably the first chapter in a feud leading up to WrestleMania between Charlotte and Bayley. Bayley is being positioned kind of like Daniel Bryan was a couple years ago as an underdog who he keeps getting close and close, but could never get the title until WrestleMania. I think that's what we're going to do with Bayley. And with Charlotte having this undefeated pay-per-view streak, what better way to have it end at WrestleMania, the same event where they switched out the Divas title for the women's title. So Bayley could win the women's champ from the very first Raw Women's Champ at WrestleMania, a year after Charlotte gained that title. Following that match, it was the no disqualification match for the Universal title with Chris Jericho in a cage above the ring. A weird stipulation, but it was pretty funny to hear Jericho yelling for Kevin Owens up above the ring, cheering him on. He even dropped brass knuckles to Kevin Owens from the match. But yeah, Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns really delivered a fun match. Solid bout. Was easily the match of the show until a later bout happened, but there were chairs, there were table spots. Their announce tables being broken. They fought in the crowd. This was an absolute brawl reminiscent of the Attitude Era. There was a really painful looking spot where Roman Reigns Samoan dropped Kevin Owens onto a chair in the ring, and then he Superman punched Kevin Owens in the face on the turnbuckle, and then Owens fell off the turnbuckle and onto a tower of chairs outside the ring, and then Roman Reigns powerbombed Kevin Owens through an announce table. It was a fun match. Owens had a Superman punch with the brass knuckles to Roman Reigns in the face, and then a curveball here. It looked like Reigns was going to win this match, finally get his redemption, but Braun Strowman, of all people, interferes in this match and cost Roman Reigns the title. He chokeslams Roman Reigns onto an announce table, then he power slams him through a table in the ring. Owens picks up the scraps, gets the pin, retains his title, and him and Jericho are still the Universal Champ and the United States Champ. And as for Owens, I guess him and Jericho, they're going to be button heads in the future. That's the only path I see this for Owens and Jericho right now. I mean, Jericho did not win the Royal Rumble match, and Owens doesn't. I mean, it seems him and Reigns are finished, and he doesn't look like to have any other challengers in his crosshairs yet. I mean, maybe Sami Zayn, but I doubt that. So it looks like Reigns could be with Strowman, but it could also be with somebody else. I'll get into that later. And then Owens and Jericho possibly could battle later down the road, possibly at WrestleMania. So yeah, Kevin Owens retains over Roman Reigns with a huge assist from Braun Strowman. The Cruiserweight Championship match between Neville and Rich Swann followed that, and it was a really good match. Just a lack of momentum for the Cruiserweight division at the moment. I mean, WWE has done a pretty bad job booking this division. They just throw like as much as they can of these guys in the ring with very little character and little backstory to these rivalries, and just kind of let them do their own thing, so the crowd doesn't really get into it. The crowd didn't really seem to be into this match, which is a shame because it was a pretty solid match overall. But Neville, hopefully, him and Swann, they had pretty good chemistry, and Neville seems to be the perfect arrogant heel to go up against Swann in his humble beginnings as a babyface. So Neville got the win here in a pretty decent match, and the king of the Cruiserweights, as he calls himself, is now coronated. He is reigning supreme over the Cruiserweight division. So hopefully him and Rich Swann can have a pretty good rivalry going forward, because it seems like every other rivalry for the belt in the Cruiserweight division is as soon as the belt switches hands, it's over. So hopefully Swann and Neville can drive this rivalry forward and take the Cruiserweight division to the next level in WWE. But as I said earlier, Neville, your new Cruiserweight champion. The WWE Championship match between John Cena and AJ Styles was next, and this was the match of the night by far. Owens and Reigns was good, really good, but Styles and Cena, they stole the show. Styles and Cena delivered for the third time again. Money in the Bank was surpassed by SummerSlam, and SummerSlam was surpassed by the Royal Rumble encounter. There was a ton of cool spots. Cena kind of displaying some heelish tendencies with his frustration, but he didn't really go full-fledged heel. He's still the babyface of the company. Don't doubt that for a second. Styles looked just as good as Cena. They are delivering Styles clashes. There are multiple FUs. There's calf crushers into STS, reverse back into calf crushers, reverse back into STS. There was a ton of cool sequences in this bout. There's a really cool spot where Cena was going for his top rope leg drop. Styles countered it into a powerbomb to manage to keep that powerbomb, and after he hit the powerbomb, switch it right into a Styles clash, and hit the Styles clash. Cena hit a FU from the top rope. Styles kicked out, and then Cena hit an FU, immediately covered him, did this like rolled up and managed to pick Styles up at the same time, and him with another one, pinned him for the win, and Cena is now your 16-time world champ, tying Ric Flair's record. And I predicted this. If you checked out my website, you'll see that I predicted Cena would defeat AJ Styles for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. And Cena, as of now, at this very moment, is heading to the Royal Rumble with his 16th title around his waist. And who would he face? I predicted The Undertaker, which leads us to our next match, the Royal Rumble match. The big four height in this match going into it were The Undertaker, Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, and Braun Strowman. And I think Braun Strowman was the betting favorite to win this match, and I personally did not want that to happen. I mean, I get that they're trying to build Strowman as a monster heel, but I don't know, just him winning the Royal Rumble this year did not make sense to me, so I'm kind of glad that he didn't. He was eliminated by Baron Corbin later in the match, and then Brock Lesnar was the first of the big three legends to appear. he was eliminated in really quick time by Goldberg. Like, you thought Goldberg owning Lesnar at Survivor Series was a big shock. Him owning Lesnar again tonight was just as big of a shock. He eliminated Lesnar easily as soon as he walked into the ring. As soon as he got into the ring, they started battling it out. But then a couple seconds later, Goldberg tosses Lesnar over the top rope, and Lesnar is out of the Royal Rumble match. So this is a very, very different perspective for Lesnar. Lesnar's been portrayed as a beast ever since he returned. And then Goldberg comes in and owns him, completely owns him twice now. So Goldberg has Lesnar's number. Looks like they're going to have another WrestleMania match. I don't know if Goldberg's going to be able to go a full match, and Lesnar coming in as an underdog could be a unique perspective for WWE fans at WrestleMania. And I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. I mean, Lesnar vs. Goldberg at WrestleMania 20 kind of stunk. It wasn't a terrible match, but I mean, it wasn't exactly a classic. It was just kind of there. They really let everybody down. So I don't know if they're going to be able to top that at WrestleMania 33. But it certainly looks like WWE is going to go for Goldberg vs. Lesnar again at WrestleMania 33. And then the fourth big name mentioned in the Royal Rumble, The Undertaker. He came in. He had a really cool stare down with Goldberg. And the way he came to the ring, the lights went out, they came back on, he was in the ring, he didn't even walk down the aisle, he just appeared. And this was my pick. I thought for sure The Undertaker was going to win. He eliminated Goldberg, he eliminated a couple other people, and then number 30 came in, and this was just a baffling decision to me. The 30th entrant in the Royal Rumble was Roman Reigns. Now, I'm not a Reigns hater by any means. The guy is really good in the ring. He usually puts on great matches, or not great, he puts on really good matches. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're really good, and I was just shocked that that WWE picked him to be the 30th guy. I mean, he gets split reactions, mostly boos, and he was getting booed tonight. And when he came in at number 30, the crowd was chanting, "This is BS," and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I don't know, that just baffled me. I mean, it seems like WWE is just trolling the crowd with Roman Reigns. And then to have Roman Reigns eliminate The Undertaker. He eliminated The Undertaker, the guy I thought for sure was going to win. I don't know if they thought maybe that would be a way to show that Roman Reigns is the next big guy in the WWE, but it just gave him even more boos for eliminating The Undertaker, a guy that I thought was going to win, a guy from Houston, Texas, and they're in San Antonio, Texas, so understandably the Texas crowd is mad that The Undertaker got eliminated by Roman Reigns of all people. And then the final three, it was Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, and Bray Wyatt. And at this point, I'm thinking, okay, it's got to be Bray Wyatt. He's the only one out of these three guys who has not won a Royal Rumble match. There's no way they're going to give Roman Reigns another win. And there's no way that they're going to give Randy Orton the win because he's already an established guy. But no, Roman Reigns eliminates Bray Wyatt, then Randy Orton eliminates Roman Reigns. And I was shocked. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like it when WWE shocks me, but this is the wrong kind of shock. Randy Orton to me did not need this win. I thought it would have been much better if Bray Wyatt won. But yeah, Randy Orton wins the Royal Rumble. Bit of it kind of felt flat. I mean, it wasn't whoa, Randy Orton. It was really, Randy Orton? I mean, I get it. At least it wasn't predictable. I had no idea he was going to win this match, but Randy Orton just seems like the wrong choice to me. And as for guest or surprise entrants, there really were none. The only big surprise entrance I can think of, Jack Gallagher, a Cruiserweight, who was mainly there for comic relief. And then number 10, Ty Dillinger, of course. He came at number 10, it was perfect. He had a pretty good showing. The crowd was going nuts, they're chanting 10, 10, 10, 10 for him. And yeah, so Ty Dillinger was pretty much the biggest surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble. And that's kind of sad. Nothing against Ty Dillinger, but WWE has a history of pulling out classic wrestlers and legends out of the hat for the Royal Rumble event to elicit a huge surprise pop from the crowd. Did not happen this year. I thought maybe Samoa Joe might make an appearance or Kurt Angle. Did not happen. So really no surprises, which is a little disappointing. My boy Dean Ambrose, I'm sporting his shirt. I was hoping he'd win. I knew he wasn't going to, but I was still hoping. He did okay. He was eliminated by Brock Lesnar, but 2015 I think it was part of the Final Five, and last year he was the runner-up. But this year, he was eliminated by Lesnar. I want to say maybe in the teens he was eliminated. And then Lesnar, as I said, gets eliminated by Goldberg. Goldberg's eliminated by Undertaker, and then Undertaker gets eliminated by Roman Reigns. So I don't know if they're going to build towards Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman at WrestleMania, or Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania. I personally thought it was going to be Undertaker versus John Cena at WrestleMania, but now it looks like it's going to be John Cena versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. There's no way I see that happening. I think at Elimination Chamber, Cena's going to drop the belt, maybe to Bray Wyatt, so it could be Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton, and at WrestleMania 33 finally implode the Wyatt family once and for all, because early in the Royal Rumble match, Luke Harper turned on Orton and Wyatt, so it looks like he's gone, and Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton are the only two Wyatt members left, so I feel like WWE is finally going to give Bray Wyatt his big break at Elimination Chamber by having him beat John Cena for the belt and then face off against Randy Orton at WrestleMania 33. Yeah, so that was the Royal Rumble in a nutshell. Sorry, I was rambling on about the Royal Rumble match, but it was just a weird Royal Rumble match. Wasn't bad by any means necessary, just the lack of surprises and then Randy Orton winning just kind of fell flat. At least it wasn't predictable like years past, but I mean, I can honestly say I have not been excited about the Royal Rumble winner since Edge won in 2010. I think it was, Del Rio in 11, Sheamus in 12, Cena in 13, Batista in 14, Roman Reigns 15, Triple H last year. So yeah, Edge was the last one that really got me excited. And yeah, I guess WWE's not using the Royal Rumble to make guys established anymore. They're going with already established guys. So I don't know. I hope they go back to establishing guys by making them win their Royal Rumble. It's kind of like a really cool coronation moment. Okay, here's the guy we're going forward with. And they tried that with Reigns, but it backfired on them big time. And they should have known that and gone with somebody else in 2014 or 2015, mainly Daniel Bryan, but it did not happen. And it looks like WWE might be abandoning that formula altogether. And as I said, going with the more established guys like Randy Orton, this year's winner. So that was the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. It looks like Cena versus Orton at WrestleMania at the moment. I see them switching out with Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose. I have no idea what they're going to do with my boy. And then Roman Reigns versus either Braun Strowman or The Undertaker. I'm not really sure. Lesnar versus Goldberg, another chapter of their rivalry. So the Royal Rumble match was able to cover up a bunch of different rivalries and advance a bunch of storylines, but a little confusing. So let's just see where WWE goes with this. I think there's 2 more pay-per-views before WrestleMania 33, so hopefully they can straighten out all these storylines, get them fleshed out, and WrestleMania will be a good show. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Cincy Fan Zone. I live tweet during various sporting events and wrestling events. And if you're following me at the Royal Rumble, I was tweeting out who was coming out at what number and who eliminated who. So make sure you follow me to get the latest on WWE coverage and sports coverage and stuff like that. And it's also the easiest and fastest way to get updates on my website, cincyfanzone.blogspot.com. Check it out. You can click on the link in the description below or click on the button on screen if you're not viewing it on a mobile device. I have a lot of content up there. I write weekly blog posts for it. I post videos up there. I have bobbleheads up there. I have autographs, and every video on my YouTube channel is over there as well. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.